Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome back to the Neo Frequency, the space where truth rises, healing lands, and boundaries get blessed. I'm your host, Seth the Neo Goddess, and today we're talking about something that every empath, every giver, every chosen one needs to hear: energy vampires, trauma dumpers, the I need you folks who ghost you when you need them. This episode is your energetic armor because your light deserves protection and your peace is not up for negotiation. Energy vampires are people who feed off your emotional, mental, or spiritual energy, often without consent. These aren't always malicious people, but their presence leaves you drained and confused or emotionally cluttered. Some may be trauma dumpers, chronic victims, attention seekers, or manipulators disguised as friends. They show up heavy, unload their emotional baggage, then disappear you're when you're the one in need. You know what I'm saying? Think of it like the spiritual one-sidedness where you're the safe haven, but your peace is never protected. Signs you're dealing with an energy vampire. They only call you when they need something. You barely hear from them unless it's about their problems. Your energy feels depleted after interacting with them. You walk away tired, anxious, or even resentful. They trauma dump without boundaries. They spill everything without checking if you're in a space to hold it. They disappear when you need support. You've been there for them, but they're ghosts. They're a straight ghost when you're hurting and you need somebody. You feel guilty for setting boundaries. They flip the script and make you feel bad for protecting your peace. The conversation always loops back to them. Even when you share something personal, they find a way to center themselves. So trauma dumping versus vulnerability. Know the difference, okay? Healthy vulnerability is, hey, how's it going? I'm going through something. Do you have space to talk? Trauma dumping. Oh my God, let me tell you everything I'm going through. Then floods you with unprocessed pain without asking if you're emotionally available. One builds connections and the other crosses boundaries. You need to know the difference between the two. So how do you protect yourself? You set energetic boundaries like, I care about you, but I don't have the capacity to hold this right now. Don't be the emotional landfill. You know what I'm saying? If they only show up for dumping, let them go respectfully. Trust the reciprocating energy. It should flow back and forth, not just drain you. It should be mutual. If it's not a line. Your body always knows who feels like safety and who feels like an emotional debt. If someone only values your presence when they're falling apart, but vanishes when you're rebuilding you, that's not love, that's leeching. Protect your glow, preserve your voice, and honor your own emotional oxygen. You're not a dumping ground. You're divine real estate. So on today's episode of Protecting Your Glow, energy vampires and emotional boundaries, we're going to tap in to knowing the difference and knowing the signs. What is an energy vampire? Let's get into it. An energy vampire is someone who feeds on your emotional or spiritual energy. sometimes without even realizing it. They're not always evil, but they're very exhausting. They take and rarely pour back. They show up when it's dark for them, but dip out when you need a candle lit for you. If you've ever been the strong one, the go to friend, the therapist of the group, you've likely dealt with one. But baby, support has to flow both ways. If not, it's not a connection, it's a transaction. The trauma dumping trap. Let's make this clear. Vulnerability is beautiful, but vulnerability without consent becomes emotional dumping. Here's the difference. Healthy share. Hey, I'm struggling. Do you have space to talk? Trauma dump. I just can't anymore. My mom, my job, my bills, my depression, then unloads a whole emotional download while you're left spinning. And when you need a shoulder, they're suddenly busy, distant, or defensive. Sis, that's not friendship, that's spiritual theft. How to spot and stop energy leaks. Let me give you the checklist. You feel drained after talking to them. You dread seeing their name pop up. They only reach out when something's wrong. They're rarely there, ever there for you. You feel guilty for setting boundaries with them. Or, hey, can you pray for me? Does any of that sound familiar? Here's your permission slip to cut the cord. Or at the very least, put up a sacred boundary. Protect your glow, queen. Here's some affirmations you can say. I do not apologize for protecting my peace. I am not responsible for fixing what others refuse to heal. I set boundaries with grace and I honor my energy without guilt. My presence is sacred. Not everyone gets access. I release all energetic cords that do not serve my highest self. I attract mutual, soulful, and nourishing connections only. Take a deep breath. That's your power coming back home. You are not here to carry what breaks others while neglecting what builds you. Remember, just because you can't hold the space doesn't mean you have to. Your energy is divine, sacred, limited edition. Don't let emotional looters live rent free in your light. This is the Neo frequency, your space to align, ascend, and say no more without apology. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who needs to respect their glow too. Follow me everywhere, Steph's the Neo Goddess, and tap in to the visuals and affirmations and the movement because your soul work deserves to be witnessed and your peace is priceless. Until next time, stay grounded, stay glowing, and stay on your Neo frequency.